Rehoboth Beach, Delaware is known as the nation's summer capital because so many people from the DC area make their way here each summer. Today we're going to be going over my list of pros and cons of what it's like living here in Rehoboth Beach. Let's go! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt and I'm a real estate agent here in Coastal Delaware with Next Home Tomorrow Realty. And like I said in the intro, today we're going to be going over the pros and cons of what it's like living here in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Before we dive too deep into the video, I do just want to say, if you're someone that's looking to make a move or you're considering relocating to the Rehoboth area, that's what I help people with on a daily basis, and I'd love to help you. So my information is going to be down in the description as well as on the screen now. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however I can help. If I can help answer some questions or get you pointed in the right direction, I'm more than happy to do so. So now, without further ado, let's dive in. Rehoboth Beach, as I'm sure you're aware if you're watching this video, is known for its clean beaches, mile-long boardwalk, local dining options, and much more. But most people only get to experience Rehoboth in the summertime for a week or two when they're here on vacation. So I wanted to give you a little bit of insight of what it's like living here in Rehoboth year-round. So today we're going to kick off our pros and cons with our list of pros. And first on our list of pros is going to be our beaches, like I just mentioned. The beaches here in Rehoboth are, annually getting 5-star ratings for cleanliness, access to facilities, and water quality. So it's no wonder that millions of people come here every year to go on vacation. And we have a multitude of options of what you can do on the beach. We've got downtown Rehoboth where you can just go hang out on the beach, swim, do that kind of stuff. We've got some state parks where you can do some surfing, some drive-on beaches where you can drive the car on and do some surf fishing. We got skimboarding. So there's really something for everybody along our coastline here. Number 2 on our list is going to be the boardwalk and the activities and attractions that are along with that boardwalk. So up and down the boardwalk and throughout downtown Rehoboth, there's a million different dining options. And my personal favorite along the boardwalk is going to be all the arcades, the candy stores, and of course Funland. Funland is our amusement park here in Rehoboth, which has been there for the last 50+ years. And it's got everything from kind of carnival style games all the way up to some roller coasters, and there's really something for everybody at Funland. I remember going there when I was a kid, and it's awesome to go hang out with the family and get to go on some rides and see everybody enjoying themselves there. Number 3 on our list is actually a newer addition to the area, and that's going to be our Junction Breakwater Trail. So this is a hiking, biking, walking trail that runs really from Rehoboth into Lewes. It's about 7 miles long, and it's made up of dirt and crushed stone and that kind of stuff. But it's a flat ride, so anybody that can go on it. If you're in a wheelchair, you can use it. But it's a really enjoyable ride, and you get some great views of coastal Delaware and some stuff that you may not see just from your vehicle or from the main areas that you would experience going to the downtown area and that kind of stuff. So there's really a lot of cool vistas that you get to see of the state parks, and like I said, it's not a bad ride. It's mostly all flat. There are some very slight elevation changes, but really anybody from a beginner on a bicycle all the way up to an experienced trail rider is going to find something there that is just like I said, it's great. Number 4 on our list is going to be a big one for those of you who like shopping. So number 4 on our list is going to be our outlet centers and our tax-free shopping. So here in Delaware, we don't have sales tax. So when you go into a store and the price tag says something, that's the price you pay at the register. They don't add a tax on top of that. But we also have 3 major outlet centers here in Rehoboth, the Tanger Outlet Centers, where they've got just about every major brand outlet store that you could think of. Nike, Under Armour, North Face, Crocs, Yankee Candle. Pretty much if you can think of a major outlet center, we've got it here in Rehoboth in one of our 3 outlet centers. And like I said, the best thing about it is it's tax-free. So you could go spend $500 in the store and it's not $550 when you get to the register. It's still only whatever the price price tags add up to. So you get to save twice. And we see a lot of people come here and do their back to school shopping and that kind of stuff at the outlets because they're not paying that tax like they would be in their home state. Coming in at number 5 on our list, and our final pro of our top 5 list of pros here, is going to be, like I mentioned in my intro bit, the local dining options. So here in Rehoboth, we've got a very limited number of chain restaurants. We do have some locally owned chain stuff where one restaurant group here locally may own 3, 4, 5 different restaurants, but no national franchise chains really are here in Rehoboth. Within the downtown area, we've got about 85 or so locally owned restaurants, and there's a little bit of different flavor for each palate. We've got everything from barbecue to sushi, and from fine dining to bar food and french fries and that kind of stuff. So there really is something for everybody, and like I said, the beauty of it is it's all locally owned, and a lot of it's locally sourced. So you're getting top quality food, no matter where you decide to dine while you're here in town. On to our list of not so fun things about living here in Rehoboth year round, the cons list. So our first con, and probably one of the bigger ones, is going to be our proximity to airports, train stations, and even considering driving your own car, Route 95. So it's about a 2 to 2.5 hour drive to any major airport. Yeah, there's the Salisbury Airport, which is a little bit over an hour away, and there's the Newcastle Airport, which is a little bit over an hour and a half away. But for a major flight, you'd have to go out of the state, which is going to be about a 2 to 2.5 hour drive, which that's a long way to drive for an airport. And then for train stations, we don't really have anything that's a major train station that you could hop a train and go to one of those major cities any faster, really. And then 95, if you're driving your own car, is still 2 hours away. So it's nice being secluded because we don't get as many stop-by visitors or transient visitors being between major cities, since we are so far away from everything. But it's tough because if you're a local here and you want to go take a flight to somewhere, it could be a 2.5 hour drive just to get to the airport to then get on the flight and everything else. So your travel time can be increased by how far we are from those airports. Number 2 on our list of cons is going to be the fact that businesses close in the winter. A lot of these businesses rely on the increase in population in the summertime with the summer residents and the tourists that come to town, and a lot of these businesses are also open air businesses where they can't remain open just because it gets cold out. The nice thing about it is those that do remain open in the wintertime a lot of times run local specials, so locals can go dine at those places at a reduced cost versus what they are in the summertime. But for the most part, a lot of those businesses do have to close because there's just not enough people here in the wintertime for them to be able to keep their doors open, or really keep enough employees to be able to keep their doors open. And then number 3 on our list of cons is going to be the lack of activities indoors on rainy days. So if you've been here in the summer and you've been here for one of the days where it rains all day long, which it doesn't seem like we get many of in the summer, but if you've been here for one of the days where it just rains and rains and rains, I'm sure you've found that there's not a whole lot of indoor activities. We've really only got one bowling alley, one movie theater. There's a bunch of restaurants, which on days it's raining, it's going to be a wait to get in those restaurants. And then, like I said, with Up Pro, the outlet centers, those become the major hub of people during rainy days. So if you drive past the outlets on the rainy days, you'll be lucky to see if you can get a parking spot. Most of the time, the cars are lined up out the entrance trying to get a parking spot, which, it's just because there's a lack of activities indoors. Being a beach town, there's just not a lot of indoor activities here that you can partake in when it's rainy or cold out. Number 4, again, it's going to be parking in downtown Rehoboth. Parking in downtown Rehoboth during the summertime can be a challenge. We've got metered parking, and we've got the Park Mobile app, and you've got permit parking. However, the influx of people and the amount of visitors that we now experience in Rehoboth, it makes it difficult, especially if you don't get up early and go get your parking spot. It makes it pretty difficult to get a parking spot anywhere with reasonable proximity to the downtown hub and the beach boardwalk area. it's tough. You could be sitting there on Rehoboth Avenue. If you want to park on the avenue, you could be sitting there for 30 minutes to an hour driving around in circles trying to find parking. And it's just, there's not enough parking and enough opportunity to put parking spaces in for the amount of people that come to visit the town. And it's just the fact of the matter. We don't have space to put in a big, huge parking lot like some of the other beach towns have. The final item on our list, and probably one of the hottest topics in the country right now, the biggest con, or one of the biggest cons for the Rehoboth area, is the cost of living, and in particular the cost of housing. The median housing price here in Rehoboth is about $605,000, which is probably out of a lot of people's price range. It's one of the more expensive zip codes to live in the state of Delaware, which, for somebody that's looking to maybe move down here, and maybe they're a first-time home buyer, or they don't make a ton of money, it's tough to find housing. You've got really some condo options that are about it, and they're not going to be that close to the beach. But if you want to get into like a detached single-family home, your price point goes up pretty quick, and each block you get closer to the beach, it just goes up exponentially the closer and closer you get to the beach, just because they're not making any more beachfront land, obviously, and everybody wants to be down there. They don't want to have to drive in their car and fight traffic and parking and everything else. So the housing costs here have gone up pretty steadily over the last 10 years, and I don't know that they're going to really slow down at all as we become more and more popular. And now that President Biden's got a house here, we're in the media each week that he comes down, or each time he comes down, I should say. And it's just adding to the increase in popularity of Rehoboth, and so more people are looking to buy homes down here and move down here, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but it definitely takes the prices and keeps making them go higher and higher and higher. That's going to do it for today's video on the pros and cons of living here in Rehoboth Beach. I hope I didn't scare anybody away with my list of cons from considering moving to Rehoboth Beach. I'm lucky enough to call Rehoboth home, and I think it's a great place to live. It's a happening place to live, particularly in the summertime. There's plenty going on. In the winter it can get a little sleepy at times, but there's still enough to do to stay entertained. I hope you took something away from this video today. If you did take something away, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell next to it, so you can stay notified each time we go live with these new videos. And then, like I said before, if you are one of those people that's considering making a move to Delaware, or considering making a move to Rehoboth, that's what I help people with on a daily basis, and I'd love to help you. So if I can help answer any questions or get you help pointed in the right direction, my information can be down in the description as well as on the screen now. I look forward to being able to help however I can. I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Peace.